In this episode, I sit down with someone whose story is all about turning challenges into opportunities.
Do you ever want to quit?
You definitely know her if you've been to Singapore. She's best known as Swizzy in SG. When she first moved there, things didn't go as planned.
I literally started 2024 with no job, no visa, no apartment, no boyfriend. I was literally on the other side of the world from everyone I was close to.
Her account, which now has over 91,000 followers, captures the culture shocks, funny moments, and everyday differences she experienced moving from Switzerland to Singapore.
I started this account, Swizzy in SG, just to show my friends and family what I was up to in Singapore.
I filmed this last year in Singapore, but now looking back at it from Switzerland, it seems even more special. I hope you enjoy the listen. Just like butterflies, we gather colors and patterns through every experience. This podcast is my collection of the most vibrant ones I have found. Their stories, their transformations.
So, hello, I'm here with Marion. I think you know her better as Swizzy in Singapore.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. It's like sitting with a celebrity, actually.
No, this is so sweet.
So, I have a few questions, and I think we'd start with that. And
Sure.
you answer with one word.
Sure.
Very quick questions. Hawker or restaurant?
Hawker.
Always. MRT or Grab?
MRT.
Weather in one word.
Hot.
Singapore in one word.
Great.
And most used English word.
Can.
Reaction to the chewing gum ban.
To be honest, I miss chewing gum a lot, and whenever my mom comes visit me, I ask her to bring me like a small package, and then I try to like just get one single chewing gum in like a week so that yeah, exactly. It's like this is something I really miss about Switzerland. Probably one of the very few things.
People smuggle it from Malaysia or anywhere else, right?
Yeah, maybe you have a good deal, or you can like let me know.
Chewing gum. Universal Studios or Gardens by the Bay?
Say again?
Universal Studios, Gardens by the Bay.
Universal Studios.
One word for the Singapore food scene.
Diverse.
Most unnecessary law.
Not flushing the toilet in public spaces. Gives you a yeah, there's a law that says you can be fined up to $150 if you don't flush the toilet in a public area.
Oh, wow.
Public toilet.
One word for the Singapore dating scene.
Difficult.
And most shocking thing.
Most shocking thing about Singapore.
When you came, maybe the first time.
That you have to take off your shoes when you go to the dentist.
Okay.
Or when you go to like a
dentist
manicure or pedicure, like pedicure obviously, but in every like salon you usually have to like take your shoes off. Whereas in Switzerland you can usually just leave them on.
It's very clean, definitely. And the last, do you like durian?
I love durian.
Amazing. Okay, so then maybe we can talk about how come you're in Singapore and where are you from originally?
Yeah, so I moved to Singapore from Switzerland 2 years ago, actually 2.5 years by now, and it was initially because of my ex-boyfriend's job. He had a consulting job and got an offer from Singapore, and I had just finished my master's degree in political science from University of Zurich, and I didn't get a job, I did not have a job yet in Zurich, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity. My dream has always been to live in Asia, and so yeah, we went on an adventure, and that's how I initially came here.
Which jobs were you looking for with your degree in Singapore?
I looked at one point, I was so frustrated. I looked for anything. I applied for secretary jobs, for assistant jobs. I wanted to find something in maybe radio or television department, as in like the political, like news department.
So you would want to always be in front of camera, actually.
Yeah, so my dream job actually has been to become a news reporter on television in Switzerland. But when I came to Singapore and it was so hard to find a job for me, at one point I would have been happy with any job. Like even at like 7-Eleven, I don't know. I was so frustrated because I couldn't even get interviews. So yeah, I started off with finding something in front of camera, but I gave up that quite quickly.
How did you get from the part where you had no job, nothing to do here, to actually doing content?
Yeah, so the story was that I kept on applying and I had a lot of free time, obviously. So I started this account, Swizzy in SG, just to show my friends and family what I was up to in Singapore. And because I loved Singapore so much, there was just so much to talk about. I was fascinated by the food scene. I started out with my content as mainly food reviews, hawker food, restaurants. So when I saw that this picked up quite fast, I realized, okay, I could take this more seriously. And I joined a mentorship program where I learned everything about social media. I spent $9,000 on this course for 9 months. So I felt like it was a proper like education. I had four
Like
classes
school,
a week.
right.
We had homework. I had a personal coach who helped me to get my content started. So I started posting every single day, and from there on, everything snowballed and has been a roller coaster ever since.
Yeah, I heard you posted every day since
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, I posted.
Three?
It's really, I don't think there has been a day, maybe one day in these 2.5 years. Like, okay, I started to make content 2 years ago. So in these 2 years, I maybe posted one or day where I haven't posted, but every day I would have posted a video.
You talk about that there was a point where you felt like it was too much, that you were all
Yeah.
constantly filming.
So that was maybe, I mean, I was so passionate about what I did and I loved it and I was so ambitious because I knew, okay, I want to get this done. I want to make this work. I want to become like a good, like I want to grow as a content creator. And I came to a point where I couldn't take my mind off creating content. Everywhere I went, I saw, this is a nice restaurant, this is a nice cafe. I could film this, I could film that. And wherever I went, I could hardly switch off and like even focus on a conversation when I have with my friends because I thought, oh my God, this cappuccino looks super nice. I should film this. And I talked to my mom and I told her, like, she said, Marion, if you keep doing that, you're going to burn out in like less than a year. And if you want to make this sustainable, you need to make sure you have some breaks between and try and take off your mind from content and from social media.
Okay, so you said now you plan ahead, or what? How do you help? How does it help?
To be honest, okay, I still struggle because for me, work doesn't really feel like work. It's my hobby. It's what I would do in my free time anyway. But for example, what helps me when I travel, because when I travel, I get stressed out by not being able, to access it's just not the same. You're not in your routine, right? And there's so many things happening around you that you don't have your usual time that you could focus on your content. So what I do now, and that helps me a lot, is when I travel, I have my plan on what videos I'm going to do about this place, and I'm just going to shoot exactly for the video. So I know 5 things in Bangkok I need. I need, the traffic lights. I need one food, and then after I have all these shots, I just leave my phone in my bag.
I think that helps a lot because you're not overwhelmed with all the videos you then have as well.
Yeah. Otherwise, you keep going through the streets and you'd be like, this could be interesting. This could be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but you just want to film it anyway. So this helped me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you even started your own company. And, your course as well, right?
Yeah, so that was actually the only reason why I was able to stay in Singapore legally. The situation was like that. My boyfriend and I broke up and he went back to Switzerland. He hated Singapore. And I wanted to stay here, but my visa was tied to his company. So I incorporated my own company, Swizzy Private Limited. And that company now sponsors me as an individual, Marion, an employment pass. So that's the only way I can earn as a content creator legally in Singapore.
Makes sense. But at what point were you when you started your company? Were you already full-time creator? Or not
I was underway because I couldn't get paid. Because if you don't have a legal a work pass, you're not able to work, or you're not able to earn from brands. So as soon as I realized, hey, I want to get paid and I want to earn from my content here in Singapore, I need to set up this company.
You said, what was the hardest point in this whole journey?
I think the hardest point was the unknown, because I didn't know whether or not it's going to work out. I didn't know whether or not I had to leave Singapore as well. There was
you
times
decided to stay all alone. Right?
Yeah, there were really times I cried every single night because the thought of leaving Singapore, going back to cold Switzerland was just so unbearable. But yeah, it was literally not in my hands. If my EP didn't get approved, I would have had to leave the country. Singapore gave me so many reasons every single day that I knew it's worth fighting for what I really like, and it was really my dream to be able to stay here. So all the positive things kind of gave me the energy to pull through. And I have this quote in my head that tells me only great things come from from things that you have to get out of your comfort zone. And if you always stay in your comfort zone, yeah, you're not gonna achieve great things.
And nothing can change if you just keep doing the same.
Yeah.
You want to talk more about Singapore then, if you say love it so much?
Yeah, I could talk for an hour.
Do you have one thing that really stands out to you, like biggest reason?
I think the biggest reason why I'm genuinely happy here is the weather. And I think it's hard to understand for a lot of people because Singaporeans like to complain about the weather. It's too hot, it's too humid. But for me, I'm such a more happy person when it's warm. In Switzerland, I remember days where it was rainy, 0 degrees. You just don't want to leave the house. And here, if you tell me 11 p.m., hey, just want to like grab an ice cream, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like I just get in my freaking truck and like just come out in whatever I'm wearing.
I will have to go back for a year to Switzerland, and I'm just thinking of the cold, and I don't know how I'm gonna handle it.
Yeah, and
because I got really used to the heat, and it's okay.
I'm so much more active, and being active is leading to exploring more, making more connections, better and more experiences. And yeah, I think this is like the starting point where so many things result in the weather as a starting point, which I then makes me like Singapore so much.
That makes a lot of sense. You talk about a Singaporean bubble that people live here.
Yeah.
You want to explain?
Yeah, so something I noticed is Singapore is very sheltered. This place is the place that works like politically or like the administrative things. Everything works so well. There's no like almost no crime. It's so safe. So people, I think when they go outside of Singapore, they're quite shocked about that it's not like this in every other country. And their mindset is sometimes really just all about Singapore. I rarely hear people talking about politics or like world happenings or, you know, the Ukraine war, like Donald Trump, what's happening right now. I don't think people really know what's happening out there because, yeah, they don't talk with their friends. There is no political discourse. Yeah, so I think they sometimes forget how great and safe this place is.
It's true. I mean, the news is here. We do get the information, but what you said, the discourse doesn't really happen.
Of course, this is not, I'm not speaking for everyone, but from the people I talk to, people don't even watch the news. People don't read the news.
Okay, I do
Not the
see the news
international
sometimes
ones.
in the canteen at work.
Okay.
They play it or fitness things like that, but it's true. I've never spoken to anyone about that.
Yeah. And also not on social media. My friends back in Switzerland, when there are, for example, elections, everyone posts their opinion in their stories on Instagram. I don't think I've seen anyone posting anything political or.
I haven't heard anything political.
Right? They just don't do it. So, yeah, this is what I mean by their safe Singapore bubble.
But maybe nice as well to live then in like a bubble.
Yeah, but this result in, for example, I had a girl that I saw her story. She posted about an incident when she went to Paris, and she was in the metro with her family. Her father someone pushed him and tried to steal his wallet. The wallet fell on the floor, but then he ran off. Nothing happened. He got his wallet back. And they were so traumatized. She said, Paris is the worst place in the world. It's so dangerous. Never ever go to this metro station. And I'm like, girl, like, does nothing, like, do you even know what happens in like other places in the metro? People get stabbed. There's so many things, crazy things happening. And this is probably the least worst that can happen to you. You know what I mean? So she was so shocked about this that I realized, oh wow, she's never even been in touch with any incidents like this.
That's true. But pickpocketing is pretty normal in big European cities.
Yeah, it happens every day, but not in Singapore.
But do you think we're maybe normalizing it too much? Are we too used to crime, and should it be more like Singapore?
I mean, definitely, if you grow up like reading the news and you hear all these crazy stories, definitely, I think your the perception of what's like tragic and normal definitely shifts. And if you never get exposed to any kind of crime and violence, I do think just little things shock you way more. Yeah, of course. The more you get exposed to all these crazy happenings, the more normal it feels to you. I think so, yeah.
I know. I also mean in Europe, if we feel too normal with much crime, Europe should maybe be safer.
I mean, I think every country tries their best, right? Every country tries to be as safe as possible. And the people who live in more unsafe countries, yeah, they just got used to it because they literally have no other choice. But it's not in their own hands to change anything.
It's not like
so
we
it's
can go and
it's
change
the
it.
government who needs to take action, and countries are big. It is a very hard task to manage. Of course, every country would like to be more safe.
So back to Singapore. What do you think is their mindset like? Would you say people here tend to show less emotions, for example? Because I had this other interview with a girl from Cambodia, and she said you grow up not to show emotion, to show when you're mad. Things like this. Do you see it?
Yeah, definitely. When I compare relationships between families, from my friends to their moms and dad, it's definitely very, very different from how I grew up. I'm very, very close with my mom. Definitely closer than anyone else I know, even back in Switzerland. But even my other friends in Switzerland share when they feel sad, when they have problems, they solve it as a family. And in here, I don't know many girls and like even boys that share when they have problems with something in life, like either a heartbreak or at the job. It's very transactional sometimes, the relationship, which surprises me because everyone says they stay at home and live at home to be able to take care of their family and their parents when they get older. But I can rarely see a very close relationship where it goes beyond the small talk and yeah, I can definitely see that.
So even at home,
Yeah.
like they're not as close.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I have a lot of girlfriends that envy the relationship I have with my mom. When I go on a date, I tell my mom everything. There's nothing I wouldn't tell my mom. And they say, oh my God, no, I could never talk about this to my mom. And they wouldn't understand. They don't even support my social media journey. It's, yeah, I think it's very different.
Well, for me, I also have a great relationship with like my best friend.
Yeah.
My mom actually helped me to do all this.
I mean, isn't it for you as well that you realize it's okay? Maybe you don't have so many local friends yet, but really with locals, it's different from all my expat friends as well.
You're much closer to
Like no, expat friends are usually closer to their families as the one that grew up very traditionally, mostly Chinese background, traditional families.
Maybe it's also the hierarchy that doesn't allow it.
I think it's a culture, right? It's a culture. It's not showing weakness. It's holding up the appearance, not wanting to ask for help. I think that's culturally and traditionally just different from European cultures.
It's hard to say in Singapore as well because there's so many cultures all together, right?
Yeah. I'm talking about mostly Chinese, Malay background.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk about if you have any future projects coming up, any dreams maybe.
Yeah,
anything for the future.
So many. I mean, there's three different things I'm working on. First of all, there's my personal brands within SG where I work with brands to make my full-time income. Then I have my second page where I do social media coaching. Because I was able to make a full-time living off my content after 6 months of starting from zero. So I had 0 followers. I started this account and I was able to make a living quite fast. And
after 6 months you were earning or already within that?
After 6 months, I was earning enough to make to pay my bills.
Okay.
So I realized I had gained so much knowledge because every day I still, watch podcasts, I read newsletters, I just try to keep up with the algorithm and everything. So I have so much knowledge that I gained throughout these 2 years that I want to help others as well to become a content creator. So I started a second business. It's called Swizzy Coaching, a second Instagram page where I also create an online course, which I'm selling on Udemy. It's a 3 hours course with targeting beginners everyone who wants to become a content creator and they don't know where to start.
I bought it and I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking really forward to watching it.
I'm happy to hear feedback, good and the bad. So then I do one-on-one coachings as well. And right now I'm working on a bigger project, which I'm talking about soon, but it's basically a whole sales funnel on workshops, more digital products around coaching, templates, guides. So I'm currently building that, and that's going to launch very soon.
Like a sort of bundle that you can sell?
Yeah, exactly. So that people get more assets, more help towards their journey. And so if they don't want to like do one-on-one coaching, because I think one-on-one coaching is really what helped me personally the most in my journey. It's obviously the most expensive, but it was the best invested money for me, because in these courses it's more generalized. And every niche in the end is very different. If you're food, if you're beauty, if you're travel. So with one-on-one coaching, you can really like make your own personal strategy.
It's hard to have one template for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to stand
Exactly.
out.
Yeah, but yeah, these digital products should help like people who still want to get started, and they're not ready for their coaching yet. This is a second project, and then I'm attending a how to get paid to speak boot camp next week, where I want to learn how to become a professional speaker, a keynote speaker. I'm really excited for that because I have project in August that are coming up where I have to prepare myself to be a professional speaker, which is really exciting. Have some travel, like paid travel trips, travel collaborations. Every day sometimes, honestly, it feels like it's my birthday. There's so many things happening, and I'm really, really grateful that Singapore gave me this opportunity to make this my full-time job.
I think Singapore is like that. There's always something happening.
I think, as long as you put yourself out there, there's really a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of people that are willing to connect with you. They're willing to make projects together. You just have to put yourself out there, keep asking, connecting.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's a perfect closing statement.
Yeah, thank
For
you so
Singapore
much.
and anywhere in the world, right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.